everyone. I decided to record a quick video. Well, actually, I've tried to do this video a couple of times. The first time I tried to upload it, I think YouTube said the video was too long. Second time I tried to upload it, I was using the free screen video sharing app Loom, and that was not working because I uploaded it like 3 or 4 times, but the sound was just terrible. So this is attempt number 5, 6, or 7. Today I wanted to do a popular print and cut uh, type image where you are typing letters and you're adding pictures inside of the letters. So I would just call it pictures and letters or numbers. I don't remember exactly what the technical term is. So for the sake of time, I've already uploaded my pictures in my workspace. So I'm going to click over here on my text and I'm going to type in, if it lets me, the word cat. C-A, well, where is it? C-A-T. And I've got it in all caps. Now, for this particular style, you want to use a big bold font. So I'm going to come over here to my text style panel and open that up. And you would normally use impact. Impact is right here. And so I'm going to make a duplicate of that because I'll try to do it another way. And normally whenever I'm working in my design space, if I come up with a design or something, I'll normally make 2 or 3 copies just in case I mess up. I don't have to type it again. So let me close this panel and I'm going to move this over here. So the first way I'm going to do it is if we're going to do it all in one word. So we got this picture of this really cute kitty. And you see you got your cat right here. The reason why you don't want to put any color on it is because you need to see what's behind the image. If you put make it with colors, you won't be able to see what's behind it real good. So what I'm going to do is bring this in front of this cat. And let me make the picture of the cat a little bit larger, because basically what you're going to do is you're going to cut the words out of the image. Now, with this being one image, I'll just leave it like this. Make sure you always have your words in front uh, of the image. And what you're going to do is you're going to highlight the picture of the cat and then the picture of the word cat. You're going to come over here to your modify panel right here. You click on that. And you are going to select crop. And what is supposed to happen is the only image that is supposed to remain is what is inside of the letter CAT. Everything else is supposed to disappear. So let's try this and see. And so there you go. So you have your word cat and you have the image of your cat. And then, of course, you would just group them. That way they stay together. Now, here's something that I would do. And just like I said, you can use any image. You don't have to use images of cats. I've used images of my children. Some people use images of like cartoon characters and stuff like that. Now, I try to shy away from that because I promise you I'm not trying to get hit with the lawsuit from Disney. So anyway, something that will be cute on this, you would do offset. And you see where the offset is, it's going to be behind the cat. And I'll bring it in just a little bit. Now, I'm going to take that. I click apply. Now, I'm going to change this to the color red just for you to see it. So you click on your offset. You're going to come over here to like the little painter's wheel. I guess that's what you call it. That's your fill panel. You click on that and it'll allow you to choose the colors. And I was supposed to select the offset, not the cat. I'm sorry. Select your offset. Now that's red. And so now you can move your word cat right in front of it. So if you are going to put this on top of a t-shirt or something like that, the offset behind it just makes it look a little bit better to me. It makes the colors pop. And just remember that you can select whatever color you choose in this color panel right over here. But ultimately, however you choose to cut it, it's the vinyl, whatever color vinyl you use is going to be this offset. So your offset is behind it. Now for this right here, for that image, it's called a print and cut. Now I'm working in Silhouette Studio. You can actually do this in basic, even though I have designer's edition. I use Jolee printable transfer paper for dark images. I use that for light color not dark images, I'm sorry, dark colors. I use this for my white t-shirts, and I also use this for my darker colored t-shirts. It just, the colors pop better. So what you would do in that case, let me show you how to do that right quick. You're gonna go here, and this is your page setup panel. Once you go to your page setup panel, you're going to, now those sheets are 8.5 by 11. So you change your width to 8.5 because they're 8.5, 8.5 inches wide, and then 11 inches long. Well, why won't my, okay, I'm sorry, 11 inches long. The reason being is this is going to be the size of your sheet of paper. Because it's not going to print on 12 by 12 because you're actually going to have to print this from your regular desktop printer. So make sure you set that width and height, and then you come down here and you're going to show print border. And then after you do that, you're going to come up here to registration marks. That is very important. You have to click on the registration marks. Because this is what your Cameo is actually going to use to know where to cut. So you're going to go to type 1, and you see, let me see if I can move this out of the way. This is, let me back up off of my screen some so you can see better. These gray areas right here, you cannot put anything inside that area, and you can't put anything inside of that. Your computer, I'm sorry, your Cameo will not cut outside of this. So just remember, whenever you're placing your images for print and cut, it has got to fit inside of this gray area. Now, this right here, your offset, you don't even have to worry about that because you're going to cut that with HTV vinyl, so you don't have to worry about that. The thing you have to worry about is this print and cut image that has got to be inside of here. So if you want, you can actually set your page up beforehand. That way you'll know what your workspace is, or you can do it after. I just like to do it beforehand because I have more working space and I can always change it. All right, so let's say that you want to do 3 different images. So I'm going to bring this cat in. All right, then I'm going to bring this cat in. Now, at this point, it really doesn't matter about right here because all I'm doing now is I'm just going to be making the words. We can do the spacing later. So I want to make this a little bit larger. The biggest thing, once we get ready to separate these letters, you get them to the size you feel like you want them beforehand, and then cut your image, because if you try to cut the image and then resize it, all of your numbers won't be the same size. So the best thing to do is go ahead and size it now. And you can always increase the picture of the size behind you. All right. So we're going to take it this size. I am going to right click and then we're going to go here to ungroup. What that does, makes each letter an individual letter. So we're going to cut the C out of this cat. And this right here is if you want to do different images. Like if you have 3 different pictures of your son, that way you can cut one letter out of each picture. So you're going to bring your C in front of the cat. Let me zoom in a little bit. You can barely see the outline of the letter C right there, but then you adjust it. So what you would do is you would either shrink the image or you would increase the size of the image. And remember, everything that's behind that letter is what is going to cut. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. So I'm going to take this. So remember, you're going to drag your mouse. You're going to select the image of the cat and you're going to select this C. We're going to come back over here to your modify panel. Okay. If you have a hard problem finding the modify panel on the right hand side, with the next letter, we'll go from the panels at the top. So you're going to click on that. And again, you select crop. So everything is gone. So we're going to move this out of the way. Now we bring this other little cute kitty into the picture. Blow her up. Then we're going to bring the letter A over. Now, these are not the best pictures ever, but just like I said, I didn't want to get in trouble using like copyrighted images or something like that. So we're not trying to go to jail today. So we're going to use this kitty and I'll shrink it a little bit to see if I can get as much of her face on the inside as possible. And just like I said, you would be using like probably pictures of your kids. So we're going to keep that. You're going to drag your mouse over the cat and the A. And then we already got this panel. We're going to select crop. So here's her face. And we're going to scoot this over. Now, I said I was going to do it on this one. Let me delete that. All right. So here's the picture of this other little cat. And I think this one is just so cute. Let me blow this up. So now we got our T. And we're going to move the T right here in front of the kitty. All right, now you will go up here next to your file. You see panels. You're going to click on panels and you're going to come all the way down till you see modify. All right, so you have 2 different ways to access your panels on your this silhouette design. You can either access it from up here on the top of your screen or either over here to the right. But to the right, you're going to have to know what icons are. If you don't know, just roll your mouse over and it'll tell you each one. All right, so again, we're going to highlight the picture of the cat and the T and crop. All right, so there it is. So let me see now. I'm going to put the words together. And you can either try to line them up yourselves or I'll show you another neat tool in Silhouette Studio. You're going to come up here to this little, I don't even know what to call it, but it's like 3 rectangles. And what it does, it centers and lines everything up for you. So is it this one? Let me see. Now we're just going to do a little trial and error because one of them is going to do middle. Okay, that was it. So align middle, and what it does, it puts everything together. So now we got them together, and if you want to move them over, I would just click on the image and do my arrow button. That way you don't have to worry about trying to align them again. Scoot it over. And there you go. You can drag your mouse over all three images and you're going to group them. Now, just like I said, if you want to leave them like this and cut them out like this, you can. That's absolutely fine. But I prefer just to do the offset. I just think offset is neat and it just make the colors pop. So you're going to just select it. You're going to right click. I'm sorry. And whenever you click your right click button, you get this panel here. You're going to select offset. And then it'll automatically come to a specific size and you can come over here and decide how you want it. Do you want it a little bit larger or do you want it smaller? So I'm going to click apply and then I'll move my little cat out the way and then you're going to just select that image, come back over here to your fill panel and just select whatever color you want. And you put your image on there. And just like I said, regardless as to what color you select here on the fill panel, that's just only to give you an idea to see what this would look like on top of orange or red, or blue or whatever the color. Let me move it. Yeah. So we'll say how this would look with blue. All right. And if you don't like blue, that's completely fine because you're going to cut this in vinyl. So you choose what color vinyl you want. Now, let's say that you say, well, I don't want to waste a whole sheet of this paper because I think now you get 5 sheets for $10, if I'm not mistaken. They've changed it. I used to buy it from Joann's. Now I can only find it from Michael's. Okay, so let's say you want this a little bit bigger. What you do is keep both of your images together because you want them to be the same size. Drag your mouse over both of them. And then you can make them larger or smaller. You want both images together because if you make, let's say, if you increase the size of the cat, but then not your offset behind it, and you go and print this in HTV, well, you got these letters here that are too big, so it's not going to match. So just remember, whenever you're resizing this image, to grab both of them together and increase the size of both of them together. So we're going to make this one a little bit bigger. You do not have to mirror this image at all if you are using the jolee printable transfer paper for dark images. You do not have to mirror it, so it stays just like this however you want to do it. And you would turn it, I would turn this if I were printing it like this. And of course you're going to move your blue background. You position it however you want it. Let me zoom out a little bit. You position it however you want it inside of this, but just remember, you cannot go into this gray area here or it will not cut. After you've gotten your sizing and everything, you would go to file. I'm not going to print it, but I'm just going to show you. You would go to file, then you would go to print. And then after you go to print, you just select your printer and then you're going to select print. And then after that, whenever you get it, you have 2 options. You can, after it's come off your printer, you have 2 options. You can either hand cut this with scissors, which will probably make you crazy. It will probably make you crazy. But you can. That's fine. Or you can send it to your silhouette. Now, my silhouette is not attached because it's in another room. It probably won't say anything. Okay, so make sure you click on cut, because when I brought it originally into silhouette, it had no cut. So you'll just be sitting up here waiting on it to cut and it won't. You do it on cut. Now, once you select cut, you see the red lines, it's going to cut wherever the red lines are. So it will cut each individual letter out for you. The deal with this paper, you kind of have to play around with your blade and the speed. I would suggest doing it at a speed 3. Now for your blade, I have 2 different blades. I have like the auto blade, and then I have like the first blade that ever came out. I don't have a Silhouette Cameo 3 or 4. I have the Silhouette Cameo 2, which is an older model. So I don't have the, what do they call that new blade? The new blade that they have on the 3s or 4s. I don't have that. I just have the blades that came with the original machines. The one that you can either turn yourself, where you place it in the little whole thing on your machine, which is stressful. So anyway, always do a test cut on your materials. You have to do a test cut, because just like I said, certain materials cut differently from others, but I would suggest a speed of 3. You could use a speed of 4. Make sure you have a sharp blade, because this material is tricky. And just do a test cut on a sheet of that paper that you don't mind, I don't want to say messing up, but always do a test cut with this particular paper, because you don't want to cut too deep, and you don't want to cut not deep enough, and it's just hard to figure out. I can't remember which setting I've used, but here's a note for you all. Whenever you get a different material, I keep a notebook. Now, I know you can go in Silhouette and save the settings. That's too much for me. I know. And eventually I'll get to that point, but I've got like a scrap sheet of paper somewhere, and I'll write down like HTV speed 3 blade 2.5, or glitter HTV, and so once I find out what cuts works for me, I'll write it down, because I've noticed that CAD cut HTV is a little bit thicker than Caesar Easy Weed. So the setting that I would use on that CAD cut HTV is not what I would use on Caesar, because their carrier sheet is a lot thicker than the Caesar Easy Weed. So what you would end up doing is cutting through the carrier sheet and everything. So yeah, I probably rambled on, but I felt like that was something that you needed to know. So that is how, let me go back to design. So that's how you would do a print and cut image with, I'm sorry, print and cut letters with images inside. Um, Thank you guys for supporting me. I see I've gotten a lot of new followers, and I'm trying to get better with uploading my videos. If you found this video helpful, give me a great big thumbs up. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. If there are any videos you would like me to load, please post them in the comments. If you have not already, please like this video. And if you have not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Thank you and be blessed. Bye.